Welcome to the Get Fit Guys, quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Ben Greenfield. I'm the Get Fit Guy, and in today's episode, you're going to learn the perfect workout for you to do in 2017. Last year on my personal blog over at bengreenfieldfitness.com, I wrote this article called How to Look Good Naked and Live a Long Time. And in that piece, I highlighted how to get a nice body and maximize longevity by using exercise strategies like mitochondrial density training, super slow sets, plyometrics, power, fat burning sessions, and much more. But since writing that original article, I realized that it has plenty of clues about the exercise science behind what to do right, but it doesn't necessarily have the complete structure that shows you how to lay out your ideal sample week. And there are a few flaws in it, namely it doesn't include mobility training similar to the gymnastics skills that I highlighted in last week's episode. By the way, you can grab last week's episode and the show notes for this week's episode over at quickanddirtytips.com. This episode is episode number 320. Now, the article also does include some special biohacks or other strategies I've discussed before, like hot and cold training and rebounding and hypoxia and foundation training, and all this kind of strung together into the perfect program. So ultimately, it doesn't quite give you everything you need for the ultimate done-for-you workout plan for 2017. So in this special two-part episode, I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm going to personally be exercising in 2017 to get the ultimate combination of full-body sculpting, strength and power development, brain training, coordination, mobility, detoxification, and beyond. Now let's start with strength. So first of all, strength is a crucial component of a training program, not just because it sculpts and tones your body, but also because it can be a potent hormonal and anti-aging strategy. Now there's a lot of ways to train strength, but the most effective is to lift heavy and to lift with some kind of a controlled tempo, so you're getting what is called time under tension for your muscle fibers. Now most people's bodies and central nervous systems can handle a maximum of about 2 high-quality, heavy, tempo-based strength training sessions each week. So I've got 2 options for you to include for strength, and I recommend that you do these on a Monday and on a Thursday. That'll give you 72 hours of muscle recovery, adaptation, and growth between each session. So option 1 is a super slow routine, preferably using free weights. So I'm going to put the exact routine for you over in the show notes for this episode number 320 over at quickanddirtytips.com. But essentially, the way that it works is you choose an exercise that hits each major body part, and you do 1 set of that exercise as slowly as you possibly can. We're talking 30 seconds up and 30 seconds down until that muscle has completed to exhaustion. And then you simply move on to the next muscle group, and that's it. All you need to do is 1 round. This is a 12 to 20 minute strength training workout. Now, if you're training for strength or size, or you're an athlete, or you want something more difficult, then option 2 would be what I call superset training. And the way that this goes is you choose an upper body push, a lower body push, an upper body pull, a lower body pull, and then a full body move. And for each of those different moves, you pair them with what's called a core or mobility exercise. And the purpose of that core or mobility exercise is all it's doing is giving you a chance to do something other than like sit on your butt on a bench or watch TV or read Men's Health or Women's Health magazine as you're recovering from your strength training session. In other words, you are using every single minute of this workout to get better, to get a better body or a better brain. So what you would do, for example, for the upper body push, and by the way, I'm going to put a full list of upper body push, upper body pull, lower body pull, and full body moves in the show notes. But let's take the upper body push, for example. You would do a standing overhead press with the dumbbells, slow, controlled, tempo-based, focusing on time under tension. And you would do anywhere from 3 to 8 repetitions to target strength for that exercise. And then as you recover for anywhere from a minute to 3 minutes, you would do a core or a mobility exercise, like, say, walking lunges or getting in a crawl position on the ground and doing opposite arm, opposite leg extensions. And you go through that scenario until you've done about 3 to 5 sets for that first strength training movement, and then you move on to the next one. And the next one, and the next one, until you've gone through each of the different moves: the upper body push, the upper body pull, the lower body push, the lower body pull, and the full body move. And again, I have this all laid out really well for you in the show notes over at episode 320 at quickanddirtytips.com. But that's really the basics. And then you simply include a warm up and a cool down. Now, there's also a different form of training that you want to include, and that would be power training. It's a little bit different than strength training, but power and speed training are really important. I recently interviewed over at bengreenfieldfitness.com this guy named Nick Curson, and Nick and I talk about how speed training really targets your nervous system and the motor unit recruitment in your muscles much more efficiently, and especially for athletes, much more importantly than strength training does. So let's say you're going to do your strength training on a Monday and a Thursday, as I've just outlined. Well, then on a Tuesday and a Friday, you'll do your power and your speed component. So similar to strength training, I've got a beginner and a more advanced option for you. For the beginner option, I'd recommend you do what's called the ultimate efficient body weight workout. And the New York Times actually did an article on the complete details and science behind this body weight routine and its extreme efficacy, even if you're only doing it for 7 minutes. But the way that it works is you simply do quick explosive sets of each of the following for 30 seconds with 10 seconds of rest in between the exercises. You start with jumping jacks, then wall sits, push-ups, crunches, step-ups, squats, dips, planks, running in place with high knees, lunges, push-ups with rotation, and side planks. Boom. That's it. 7 minutes. And if you have more time, you can do 2 to 3 rounds of that, but that is the ultimate efficient body weight workout that you can do on your Tuesday and your Friday. Now, again, if you're an athlete, you want more power, or if that routine is simply too simple for you, then what you do is something called complex sets. Now, it's kind of similar to the strength training routine I outlined earlier, where you've got your upper body push and your lower body push, et cetera, et cetera. But this time, you're going to do 3 to 8 repetitions of the first movement, very similar to the strength training routine you did the previous day, kind of slow and controlled, with the exception being you're going to use a lighter weight because you'll probably be sore from your Monday routine or your Thursday routine. So this is like a primer type of session, a primer type of set. And then right after you finish that set, you move on to the power set. So you've primed the muscles with the strength set, and then with the power set you move as quickly and explosively as possible. So for example, for the upper body push, you would do a barbell bench press in a smooth, slow, controlled manner, and as soon as you finish that barbell bench press, you'd proceed to explosive medicine ball chest passes, and you would do those against the wall, as many as you can squeeze in for about 20 to 30 seconds, very quickly and very explosively. And then once you've gone through, very similar to the strength training routine, about 3 to 5 rounds of that, then you'd move on to the next motion, like the upper body pull, where you could do, for example, a slow lat pull down followed by explosive pull-ups. This form of training is called complex sets or complex training, and it works very well for priming a muscle and then following that priming set up with a power set. Next, as you probably know, cardiovascular training is also crucial for any complete training program, and so are little biohacks like lymph fluid clearance and lung and oxygenation training and building neurons by trying new sports and new moves. So in next week's episode, we're going to pick up where we left off and dive into those components. But again, I've put the entire routine that I just described, along with plenty more tips and links for you and exercise videos over at quickanddirtytips.com. And you'll just want to look for this episode number 320. I also, by the way, wrote this all out for you in a done-for-you calendared plan. That one's very simple to access too. You just go to bengreenfieldfitness.com/detox plan. That's bengreenfieldfitness.com/detox plan. And when you go there, you can get a program that's automatically delivered to your phone, your computer, and it's super duper easy to follow. You just wake up every morning and you do exactly what I've written out for you. So, in the meantime, if you have questions, comments, or feedback about the perfect way to work out for 2017, just join the conversation over at facebook.com/getfitguy. And until next time, I'm Ben Greenfield, the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.